ITV midweek football titles, VTR Thames 9892, take 1.
Welcome to the St. Jakob Stadium in Basel. Here is the Dinamo Kiev team for this European Cup Winners' Cup final. They're given in a 4-3-3 formation, but I think it's almost certain that only Onishenko, the number 8, and Blokhin, the number 11, will be the strikers. Blokhin, a particularly man for you to watch. He's been the top scorer in Russian football for the last 3 years. He's just been named their Footballer of the Year. And clearly he is a man who could worry this Hungarian defence greatly tonight. So much then for the Russian side, who did the double in Russia last year, won the league and the cup. The Ferencvaros side, very much a younger side, 3 19-year-olds in it. Zabo, the number 7, Magyar, the number 11, and Rob, the number 6. They, like the Russians, have a very experienced goalkeeper in Gaetsy, who is 31 years old. And here comes the two teams now, led out by the Scottish referee, Bobby Davidson, with 2 Scottish linesmen, George Smith and William Moles. The Russians will be wearing the white shirts with the black shorts. The first all-European final in any European competition. 2 potentially exciting sides. This Dinamo Kiev side, strong favourites. They're also the Russian national side. 10 or perhaps 11 of them will be playing against the Republic of Ireland in a vital European Championship game in Kiev on Sunday. The Irish team we know are watching this tonight with you. We send them their greetings at Bisham Abbey, where they're training, and hope that they can spot something of value tonight from these Russians. Ferencvaros in the green shirts and white shorts have beaten Liverpool and Cardiff on the way to this final. Their best performance, undoubtedly, a 1-1 draw that they got at Anfield, and that, I think, is the measure of the Hungarian side. The St. Jakob Stadium here in Basel in really beautiful condition. The sad thing being that the crowd have not turned up in the numbers that one would have hoped. And I think it might be a hint for UEFA, the European Association, to do what they do in the UEFA Cup and make it very much on a home and away basis, leaving just the European Cup as the one single final in Europe. So the teams who've had a long kick around before they officially came onto the pitch, being followed out to the centre by a whole horde of photographers. And the 2 captains, Gaetsy, the goalkeeper of Ferencvaros, and the number 9, Kolatov of Dinamo Kiev. We're going to take a short break now, and after that break we'll be back for the match that decides the European Cup Winners' Cup here in Switzerland. So welcome back then to the St. Jakob Stadium in Bâle. A beautiful evening here for this European Cup Winners' Cup final. It's going to be Ferencvaros of Hungary in the green shirts and white shorts who'll kick off. Attacking the goal to our left against Dinamo Kiev, the Russian champions. And already they've started well in their new Russian season, winning 4 out of 4. They are in the white shirts and black shorts. To Juháš now. Vastly experienced number 5 for Ferencvaros, but it's the Russians who'll be here as the favourites tonight. Muntian, the number 7, getting up well there, one of the great Russian players from the 1970 World Cup. Ferencvaros, who got here by beating Cardiff and Liverpool, Malmo of Sweden and Red Star of Belgrade in the semi-final. Dinamo Kiev by way of CSKA of Sofia, Eintracht Frankfurt of West Germany, Bursaspor of Turkey and Eindhoven of Holland in their semi-final. Kolatov now, the number 9 and skipper. Blokhin. Troshkin. And Juháš again there, helped by his number 8, Niloshi. Played on now towards Mate, but cut out again by the Kiev defense. The number 2, Konyov. Over once again now to that far side to Boya. Onishenko, number 8, going in there, being followed all the way across there, though, by Juháš. Martos with the throw for Ferencvaros. Pataki. Mucha again getting it back. Blokhin trying to be just a little too fanciful there, and a throw to Ferencvaros. Magyar, one of the 19-year-olds with it, to Mate, man who scored the goal at Anfield that helped to put Liverpool out of this competition. Here's again. Mucha. Rob. Again, one of the 19-year-olds in this refashioned Ferencvaros side. Oh, a nice piece of play there, giving Mucha a chance to cross one in the far side. Zabo trying to turn it back, but being covered very well by Matvienko. And a throw to Dinamo Kiev. Matvienko taking it. Here's Konatov. Konyov. The last thing the Russians will want is a replay. Of course, it's very early days to be talking about that, but if there is to be a replay, it will have to be on Friday night. And then, of course, they've got this game against the Republic of Ireland on Sunday in Kiev. A corner now to Ferencvaros. Carrying the game to the Russians in these opening minutes. It's going to be Mate, the number 9, to take it. They brought Juháš up for this one. Niloshi, the tall number 6, could be very useful in that situation, but he didn't come through to him. Rob, trying to play it again for Mate. Brought down, a free kick. Juháš quickly taking it. Martos. Cross coming in there. And Mucha, a little late arriving on the scene, and the header going well over. Rudakov, a very experienced Russian goalkeeper. 40 caps. 33 years old, the oldest man in this Kiev side. Naviesi winning it in the air. But a throw which Troshkin takes for Kiev. Troshkin again. Magyar tackling him back. Troshkin still. Nicely past Magyar. A very deep cross there. And it's almost there, pushed over finally by Gatesy from Buriak. A beautiful deep cross, that one. And Buriak, the number 10, who is a very, very tall man indeed, getting up well to head it down. Gatesy just with the fingertips, putting it over. But a corner then to Kiev. Blocking well in there, so too is Konyov, the number 2. Onishenko, who played against England in Moscow a couple of seasons ago. And Kolotov, the number 9, in 2. And Gatesy in a bit of trouble again, but finally pushing it away, but the ball had gone out of play. And so it's another corner for Kiev. This time Muntian, just recovered from injury, and one of their key midfield players, as he was in the Mexico World Cup. Played again for Truskin and hit first time. Goal kick then to Ferencvaros. Truskin with a shot, but hitting his own skipper, Konotov, and now Mate. Beaten, though, by the number 5, Reshko, and a bad challenge there, giving a free kick to Kiev. And it might be the sort of range where Blockin might try to blast one. No, Muntian is going to blast one. Oh, my goodness. Gatesy was a little slow getting down for that. Whether he, in fact, turned it wide or whether that just hit the post is open to doubt. But a really tremendous shot there, through the wall. A little slow getting down, but just managed to push it onto the post. Niloshi. Magyar. Niloshi. Good play there by Niloshi. And the Hungarians almost forcing an error out of that Russian defense there. Rob. Being challenged by Blockin, trying to find Zabo, and Zabo being very well watched by Matvienko. Quarter of an hour gone, as you can see, no score. A throw to Ferencvaros. And a corner, which Mate will again take for them. Resisting the temptation, though, to bring very many defenders up. Mind you, with the tall number 8, Niloshi there, well over 6 foot, could well be the man that Mate is aiming for. No, hit low that time. Buriak getting it away, but in fact, Matvienko a little slow there and could have been caught in possession. Kolotov now. Trying to find Blockin, but well cut out again by Rob. Niloshi. Now Zabo. A throw to Ferencvaros. Niloshi. Stopped though by Matvienko. And then gives it away to the number 10, Mucha, who then in turn gives it now to Muntian. Good aggressive run here by Muntian. Onishenko and Blockin are right up there with him. Fomenko. Blockin. Onishenko. Well, will he get it onto that left foot? Here's a chance for Onishenko, and he's taken it! Onishenko puts Kiev into a lead with 17 minutes gone. The Ferencvaros defense just a little slow to tackle him. But those two strikers combining well as Blockin here. Look at the space there for Onishenko. And Onishenko puts it past Gatesy. Still with that space. And that puts Dynamo into the lead. Magyar to Mate. Troshkin. So cool, the Russians at the moment. Here's Blokhin to Muntian. Blokhin trying to get a 1-2 going there with, of all people, Konyakov, the number 2, has gone right back to share in the attack. A handball there against Mate and a free kick. And Mate arguing with Bobby Davidson, the Scottish referee. And now it's with Kolatov. The ball hitting the fencing way behind that Hungarian goal. And a goal kick to Ferencvaros. Juhász. Mucha. Martos. Zabo. Played again for Juhász. Rob. And Magyar there, as Troshkin for once committed himself, but always being backed up by Muntian. Troshkin. Muntian. Playing the game at their pace, which at the moment is a fairly leisurely one, but the Russians really looking the side at the moment, but leading by this 1-0. Konyakov. Muntian. Boyak. Konyakov. Muntian. 7 or 8 passes there. And Muntian's shot, not a very good one, but he's getting through a tremendous amount of work in the middle of the field. It's number 7 for Dinamo Kiev. So it's Rob for Ferencvaros. Played again towards Mate. Desperately trying to get away from Reshko. But again, the white shirt combining very well again deep in defense there for Russia. Boyak with Konyakov. Again covering a lot of ground in defense and in attack. A bad pass there, though, that was aimed towards Onishenko. Martos. Miloshi, and again making no progress whatsoever down that right flank. Onishenko this time trying to return the compliment and find Blokhin. Onishenko. Kolatov. Kolatov again. Came off a Hungarian defender, and it'll fall this time for Muntian. Played this time for Blokhin, offside. Just over half an hour gone then. Dinamo Kiev 1, Ferencvaros 0. This time Megiesi making a very good run there. And Boyak right back there to help his defense. Now Magyar. 3 Russian defenders in very close attendance, though, and Magyar heavily outnumbered. A foul throw. Not sufficiently back over the head, says Scottish referee Bobby Davidson. Reshko with the throw. Muntian. And another Russian throw. Troshkin. And the number 3, Pataki. Juhász, back to Pataki again. Interesting character there, a doctor of law, 31 years old, only ever played one other first-team game, the man on the ball there. and that was against Liverpool at Anfield when he marked Kevin Keegan. Never played in the Hungarian First Division. But because of injuries, Dr. Pataki, a 31-year-old, comes into this game. Niloshi, number 8. Megiesi. And away goes Slockin again for Kiev. Boyak up there with him. Juhas coming in well and timing his challenge well, the Hungarian. Muntian. Troshkin. Muntian. Onishenko is poised in there. Here's Kolotov, the skipper. Boyak. And arriving very late on the far side was the number 3, Matvienko. But timing his run very well and getting a bit of applause from this rather sparse crowd here. There's the number 6, Troshkin. Zabo. Rob. Magyar. And Mucha, or Mucha rather. Mucha doing very well indeed there. The cross coming in, and the header too, and it very nearly came back across the goal there for Mate. And some rather disheartened looks there on the Hungarian bench, on the left of it at any rate. Troshkin. Oh, well, that was just a little too ambitious there, and I think that Megiesi had no intention of allowing Troshkin to impose that indignity on him, playing it one side of him and running around the other. A free kick to Ferencvaros. Megiesi to Marcos. Zabo. Showing a little bit of acceleration there, the youngster, but again that Russian covering. And again Konyakov is there to find Boyak. Here's Muntian. Kolotov. Just a little look to the right to see that Onishenko is there. And here's number 8, Onishenko. Oh, yes! Onishenko again. But you've got to blame the goalkeeper for that. There really looked to be no danger when Onishenko jinked and weaved here, took it onto his left foot, some 24 yards. Gatesy slow to move, and too late. 2-0 to Kiev. With some 4 minutes to go to half-time. And the Russians allowing themselves the odd smile on the bench there. Their national manager, Lobanovsky. I think things are shaping pretty well for his side at the moment. Konyakov. Boyak. Muntian. Jinked his way past the couple there, and another long-range shot, and again it had this Hungarian goalkeeper in a bit of trouble. I think one of the things that came out of the World Cup was the way the forwards these days do like to try their shooting from all sorts of long ranges, and the Russians are showing that tonight. And certainly Onishenko's second goal proved that it can be of great value, and that was a very good long shot there that caused Gatesy a little bit of trouble. But Ferencvaros now with a free kick. Juhas taking it. Niloshi right up there. Magyar hopeful of getting in, but Troshki. A free kick to Ferencvaros. The foul by Blokhin on the number 8, Niloshi. And Megiesi will take it. Important if the Hungarians can pull one back before half-time. It didn't look to me as though blocking was a full 10 yards off the ball there. Megiesi. Mate came for it, but then stopped. But here's Magyar. Played again for Mate. Is this his chance? Oh, what a good save by Rudakov. And Kolotov turning it behind for the corner. The first crash we've seen from that Hungarian number 9, Mate. And the first real save that Rudakov has had to make. Took that nicely on the right foot, curling it away. A great save by the Russian goalkeeper. Now the corner. Mate, the man who took the shot, taking it as well. And another corner. Virtually the first bit of action, a serious action for Rudakov in that Russian goal. Played in the European Championship final in Brussels in 1972 against West Germany. As I say, 33 years old, the oldest man in this Kiev side. A free kick to Dinamo Kiev. And certainly a goal then would have been so very important for the Hungarians just before half-time to give them a little bit of hope. But it's the white shirts of Dinamo Kiev who are coming forward once again. Again it's Muntian, Boyak. Troshkin. As the half-time whistle goes, without a trainer on the field in the first half, Bobby Davidson, the referee from Scotland, who's handled it well, just as the Russians have handled this first half so well, going into a half-time lead, 2-0, both scored by Onishenko, their number 8. The second one certainly a goalkeeping mistake by Getzi in the Ferencvaros goal. We're going to take another break now, and after that break you'll be coming back to Switzerland again for the second half of this European Cup Winners' Cup final. A half-time score, Dinamo Kiev 2, Ferencvaros of Hungary 0. So welcome back to Switzerland, to the St. Jakob Stadium in Basel for the second half of this European Cup Winners' Cup final, with Dinamo Kiev, who'll be kicking off in white shirts, attacking the goal to our left, leading by 2-0, both scored by Onishenko, and the Russians, without doubt, looking by far the better side. Indeed, by international standards, looking a very powerful side indeed. Matvienko. Clearly, they've reshaped their ideas and their thinking since they lost as a national side in Dublin by 3-0 in October, when Don Gibbons put them to the sword. But now it's Juhas coming forward, perhaps with a half chance, and then tackled from behind by Muntian, giving Ferencvaros a free kick. Their thinking, the Russians tonight, has been clear. Their football has been clinical with a lot of invention. But now they face this free kick from the Hungarians. And certainly from their point of view, it would be a very good way to start the second half by pulling one of those goals back. Is it Mukhar going to take it? The number 10 it is. No, he's run over it. And he's fooled everybody. But not that white wall of Russian defenders. Rubb with the shot, cannoning off that Russian wall and behind for the corner. So a corner then to Ferencvaros. It's a curious thing, though. Hungarians were telling me that they always seem to have an inferiority complex when they play against Russians at football, and that certainly has been the case tonight. Even in the great days of Pushkash, they always found it difficult to beat a Russian side. And certainly they'll have to improve their first half performance to dent the impression that the Russians have already made on this crowd in Switzerland tonight. Kolotov, the captain there. Onishenko, played for Muntian. Here's Muntian again. Boyak's way ahead of him, but it won't quite reach Boyak. Megiesi getting it away to Niloshi. Matvienko, Boyak. Blokhin very active up ahead of him. But a short pass again to Konyakov. Muntian, Boyak. Here's Kolotov, the skipper. Blokhin. Tackled rather harshly from behind, and again this referee from Scotland, Bobby Davidson, quick to spot everything. The foul on Blokhin there, and a free kick to the Russians. Kolotov's going to take it, or is he? In fact, it was Konyakov who came in. A goal kick to Ferencvaros. Juhasz. Szabo. Seen absolutely nothing of the young number 7 tonight, and here's Blokhin. Boyak. Again shaking off the challenge of Szabo and doing it again, and still going on, Boyak. And another corner for Dinamo Kiev. So much pace about this Russian side when they come forward. Blokhin, who's got enormous acceleration, and so too is Boyak, the number 10, who's going to take this corner now. Onishenko and Blokhin are in that Hungarian penalty area. Kolotov arriving late. Oh, and the goalkeeper didn't get anywhere near that one, and Juhasz chasing it out for Ferencvaros. Played towards Mate, who's been tightly marked and not very well supported. And a free kick again to Kiev. Kolotov with it. There's another good run here by the number 3, Matvienko. But Ferencvaros getting that one away to Szabo. Played in again for the number 10, Mucha. Troshkin with the throw. Onishenko. Mucha. Juhasz. Niloshi. And again the Russians beat him away, and Blokhin fell on the ball there. Just when it looked as though he might be free, and I'm wondering whether he's twisted a knee there. Out of your picture at the moment, Blokhin at the moment limping rather badly, having trodden on the ball. Martov with that cross, getting it in there. And again Niloshi looking as though he was in a good position there, could make nothing of the shot. Certainly nothing to trouble Rudakov. Blokhin moving a little easier now. Boyak. Muntian. Matvienko. Muntian. Always available, Muntian. And not afraid to take on a man, as you can see, beating Juhasz there. Here's Kolotov. Again taking on his man, but that time Martov stuck well to him. But it's a throw to Dinamo Kiev. And a good long throw it is too. Oh, and the shot from Konikov wasn't very far away. Took up a good position there, the number 2. Hungarians coming forward again. They're almost camouflaged in their green shirts against this brilliant green pitch. Zabo. 1 or 2 little delicate skills, but nothing else from that young number 7. But here he is again, putting in the early cross, and again the Russians getting it away well to Kolotov. Muntian chasing once more. Stopped though that time by the number 6, Rob. Mate. Coming a little deeper to try and get away from the number 5, Reshko. Onishenko. Boyak. Again, good combinations by the Russians. Good simple passes and playing well for each other. Troshkin almost finding a way through there. Juhasz. Matos. And now Zabo in a bit of space. Oh, he turned that in very nicely there to Rob. But Rob couldn't beat Boyak, and here's Kolotov with Blokhin ahead of him. Matvienko making the run for him. And Muntian making a run for him. But instead it's with Boyak. Konikov. Boyak. Played for Kolotov. Muntian. A deep across this time. And it'll come for Boyak. Now will he try one? No, it comes instead to Kolotov. Now to Onishenko, and that shot's over. Mucha to Rob. And again, Troshkin defending well. But a throw to Ferencvaros. Mate. Must almost have given up hope of getting the sort of support that Mate needs. Another throw to Ferencvaros. Kiev still leading by 2-0. Here's Zabo. Goal kick. It's the first time he's strayed from the touchline, and his shooting was way, way off the mark. Young Zabo, 19. Kolotov doing very well. Boyak. Onishenko. Boyak. Is this it for Boyak? What was he doing there? Was he trying to lay one on for Blokhin? It certainly wasn't a shot. Juhasz. Played in again there towards Magyar by the substitute, number 13, Onhouse. Pataki to Matos. Here's Pataki again. Rob. Really not very much method in the Ferencvaros players. They come forward. They're looking what they are, a desperate side that is facing defeat. On house again. To Zabo. Now can Mate get in there? Very nearly caused a problem there, did Mate, simply by challenging Reshko so hard. Very nearly forced this Russian number 5 into an error. Got themselves a corner, though. And Mate is going to take it. So Mate with the corner for Ferencvaros. And again, that white Russian door closes tight and they get it away. With some 18 and a half minutes, 19 minutes now gone in this second half. Dinamo Kiev still leading by 2-0. A free kick for Ferencvaros. Now blocking. 1 against 1. Now can blocking speed and skill take him past his man. He has. And Gatesy was out just in time. Now Boyak. And he's got Onishenko away on his left here. The man who's looking for a hat-trick. Still with Onishenko. Played back for Boyak. Oh, cannon in first time. And somehow Gatesy got it away and he doesn't know how himself. Brilliant play again by the Russians, who really do look a most formidable side. They're playing at the moment certainly against a disorganized and a dispirited Hungarian team. But here they come again with Kolokov. And that time Gatesy saving well. But this really is a very good Russian side. Blocking to Muntian. And now Konikov to Onishenko. Played again for Blockin. And a blaster just wide. Well, if this is the Russian national side as well, they're going to cause a few problems to teams in the next few years. And certainly the Republic of Ireland will be doing the rest of Europe, I suppose, a bit of a favour if they can eliminate them from the 1976 European Championships. The Republic of Ireland, of course, looking as though they've got a very good chance indeed of winning their group. And as only one goes through, the Russians would be out. And I think on the evidence of tonight's performance, there'd be a lot of European nations who would be glad to see the Russians out of it. Muntian again, and here's Blockin. Oh, and he's gone past his man. Here's Blockin. He's past the goalkeeper. What a marvellous goal by Blockin. Sheer speed, acceleration, and beautiful skill and finishing, all put together to make the third goal for Dinamo Kiev, scored here by this number 11, their Russian Footballer of the Year, Oleg Blockin. Past them all, past the goalkeeper too, and then the touch, the final flourish that says 3-0, although it went in off the defender. The goal belongs to Blockin. So that really, if there was any doubt at all about it, eliminates the final doubt about where the 1975 European Cup Winners' Cup will go. Surely now it's going to go to Kiev. Well, that's one of the few mistakes that Konikov has made. And he gives the throw to Ferencvaros. And I can tell you that goal by Blockin, even though it's a fairly meagre crowd here in the St. Jakob Stadium in Basel, has really got that crowd humming. And I think they've been very appreciative, too, of the performance of this Russian side. Mukha, Mate, who's really had little chance. Now it's Blockin again, inside his own half. How's that for acceleration? How's that for skill? As Blockin goes away again. He's got Konotov in the middle and he's still going on. And he don't quite get it through to his skipper in the end. So he plays it back. Oh, and then hits straight at the goalkeeper by the number 2, Konikov. And people are on their feet applauding. That sort of skill from the Russians. Brilliant stuff. Lighting up the whole evening now. And at the moment, the Hungarians have got little more than a walking-on park. The defense, in fairness, torn to ribbons, and Blokhin twice there, finding himself in positions that really he can hardly expect to find in this class of football. The Hungarians with really threadbare covering. But it was the man's speed and his skill that gave him the chance that was there for the taking. Boyak now. Kolotov. Keeping Blokhin pushed well up. The Hungarians themselves are pushing men forward in the hope maybe of retrieving something from this game, but they are 3-0 down. And without wishing to be too hard on them, they're being outclassed as well. Muntian. Now it's the turn of Kolotov, with Troshkin, the defender, joining up now. And that time, Gatesy. Well, if you stayed up late to watch this one, you've stayed up, I think, to see a side that you're going to hear a lot about in the next few years, this Russian side, Dinamo Kiev, who are, as I say, also the Russian national side as well. Blokhin, I think, is coming off. On house to Megesi, to Magyar. Really is only a forlorn hope now for the Hungarians. A goal would just give a touch of respectability to it all and nothing much more. And they're denied that time again by the swift intervention again of Boyak. Muntian. Blokhin. Matvienko to Konyakov. Kolotov to Fomenko. Finding each other now with a sureness that comes with being 3-0 up. And there was a lovely little touch again there by Onishenko, the man who's looking for his hat-trick. Oh, and the referee waved that one on. I think that was a little harsh. That looked like a push in the penalty area, but Bobby Davidson was right there. Well, I would have said that looked a penalty. Troshkin back to Rudakov. And as a contest, really, as you can probably see now, it really is virtually over. The Hungarians, I think, are probably given up now. They will obviously be hoping to perhaps get one just to make the score look a little better. But any thought of this being a contest anymore must be over. And the Russians, well deserving the victory that is now just a matter of 6 or 7 minutes away. Matvienko, Muntian, Kolyakov, Muntian again. Onishenko. But then trying a little too much, and Mukhar taking it away from him. And here's Mate now. But again, they're beaten away by Fomenko and Muntian. Boyak played on by Troshkin. And Fomenko, one of the central figures in the back four of that Dinamo Kiev side, who's hardly been outside his own half of the field in this game. Rob to Magyar. With 5 minutes now to go. A throw given to Kiev. It's now become little more than a training spin for the Russians. Taking their own time in these last 5 minutes, but again keeping to the principles of short, simple passing, playing with patience and a lot of skill. Troshkin playing well for each other as Kolotov takes it up and bursting into action now. Oh, and that very nearly fell for Onishenko. But it's a corner instead to Dinamo Kiev. Really impressed a lot of people here tonight. And with something like 21 nations taking this live or recorded on television right across Europe, they must have impressed many millions of people right across the continent as well. Here's Boyak with the header that time, or with the corner rather, and Gatesy didn't really know very much about it. Konyakov. And Bobby Davidson, the Scottish referee, is looking at his watch. And just as in the FA Cup final where we had no trainer on the field, we've not really had one on here as well. The Russians have won well and won proudly with skill, and with 3 goals, 2 of them by the number 8 Onishenko and 1 by the number 11 Blokhin. They outplayed the Hungarian Ferencvaros, and they put behind them all those thoughts that we had about Russian football being stereotyped and boring, and added a new dimension to their game, full of invention and excitement, with players like Blokhin and Boyak and Onishenko, and a strong and solid defence as well. Worthy winners of the European Cup Winners' Cup, the first Russian side to win a European Club Championship, and shortly they will be getting the cup from the president of UEFA, Dr. Artemio Franchi. There's Blokhin, number 11. And these are the players the Republic of Ireland will be meeting in Kiev in a European Championship match on Sunday. So there we are. They shortly will go to collect the cup. We have memories of a very fine Russian performance, and that is a cup that they thoroughly deserve to have won, as we say good night to you now from Switzerland.
I'll lay this titles material on for you, Roy. I hope that's all right. You've got 1 minute more vision, Roy.
I do. Nicely, Brian, very nice. Good. Oh, I thought they were going to put champers in it. Because they don't drink champers over there, do they? Yeah. It'll be a country wine of some sort. Nice shot, that, isn't it? Super. Ferencvaros cameras and the Ferencvaros handheld, Roy. Just turn away. Happy then, Roy?
At the third stroke, it will be 6:43 and 50 seconds. At the third stroke, it will be 6:44 precisely. At the third stroke, it will be 6:44 and 10 seconds.